got that close.
I wasn't the girl that ever went to prom. Like, my boyfriend was 30 when I was in high school. I know my mother was crazy, but you know what? I would never ever I mean that in a good way. Like, she was an artist. She was like, well, if that's who you love, baby. And he was so good to me and kind and like, right? And he did it the right way.
We had Nia Long. There was an old video that resurfaced of Nia Long explaining her time back in high school when she had a 30-year-old boyfriend.
Like, what's the right way?
There is no right way.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So you see how women talk about stuff like that and they getting passes and shit like that. They're not getting condemned for it. Let a man say some shit like that. Like,
What, he dated an older woman in high school?
or the opposite. He dated a young girl and she.
Oh, that's creepy.
Exactly.
But I also want to say this happened years ago for back in the day, and I was reading the comments and people were saying since it was back in the day this was acceptable.
Let's not sit here and act like we ain't seen these girls get picked up by these older dudes. Let's not act like we didn't see it. That's all I'm gonna say. I thought the baddest seniors in high school did not date other seniors in high school.
Yeah, but like you gotta, what time limit is this? Like when, a lot of the dating thing has changed the further along we've gotten, and how
has it?
Yeah.
We just talked. Everybody got opinion. Shannon Sharpe what he did,
but that's now. If he would have did this 20, 30 years ago,
Nobody would have cared.
Yeah, it's now. Things have changed now. So she said a 30-year-old was.
Well, Jamie Foxx had somebody that was in their 20s.
So she's saying a 30-year-old was courting her
between the ages of 16 and 18.
Okay, that was 20, 30 years ago, maybe?
About 30 years ago.
So, and then her mom knew about it and stuff.
Yeah,
like
her
that.
mom
Like,
approved.
It was.
I wonder what her father thought.
As crazy as that, her mom approved stuff like that. Back in, and I hate that because it's like dating myself. It's like back in those days, age was kind of, nobody really cared about age like that.
Yes, it did.
Not really. Back in those days, we were.
Yes,
okay, that's like boom.
You just didn't get admonished.
So listen, that's like the
cancel culture wasn't around.
That's like the kid who's in high school, maybe 9th grade, but his girlfriend's still in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
That's
13, 14.
That's not too far.
That's like the guy who graduated is a sophomore.
Now, if you just said a
college,
senior
and his
in
girlfriend
high school and she's in the 8th grade, some shit like that.
The guy who graduated high school, he's a sophomore in college. His girlfriend's a senior. Get more because nowadays.
But here's the thing I'm saying.
That's a no-go.
How many of these girls' parents knew they were dating older men like that? Nia Long's mother knew,
and then
approved.
And then on top of that, you gotta look at their lifestyle too.
Understand, but now you say like a junior in high school girl is dating a sophomore in college. No, we don't approve of that.
This isn't just about Nia Long. It's about how society lets young girls believe they were grown before they really were, while grown men were never questioned. So I want to ask y'all, how many of us were groomed and didn't even know it? How many times did we call it love when it was really control?
It's still, like I said, we still don't, it still goes on now. We still don't have no problem with that.
Now we do. I
think we have a problem with that now.
Yeah.
Where's the hypocrisy in that? If you allow them to start dating in high school and he transitioned in college and she's a senior and she's a senior high school, you would kind of want to keep that going on. You wouldn't want her. That's what she used to.
Well, the point is, in this situation with Nia Long, Nia Long is dealing with a 30-year-old man as an underage minor with her mother approving it.
Exactly.
So, this kind of...
That's a 15-year gap.
That kind of lets you know, how Nia Long was, especially on that date she had with Chris Rock.
So, at some point in the date, I go, are you seeing anybody, right? And she says, she says, no, but I know where to get some if I need it.
the way she talked to Chris Rock at the end when Chris asked if he was seeing anybody else, and she said, no, but I can get D when I need it. That's what she said, and then and Chris Rock said it turned her off so bad he never dealt with her again.
Yeah. So in the chat, Charles said, was high school boyfriend from Chicago and nicknamed the Pied Piper and of R&B. LOL.
But trust me, if you're our age, you know how that rock.
Yeah,
you know, we were in high school watching her leave with him.
Yeah, exactly. I know when I was in high school, in middle school, I seen older guys coming to get the young girl. If they had any type of body on a big ass, they was on them.
Her leaving with his old ass.
Madison Sears said if they were meeting. If they were just
meeting, it might be different. But if they have been dating, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, exactly. They was already dating in high school, and he's transitioned to college, and she's a senior in high school, and they still maintain that relationship. It's no keep it going. Matter of fact, I would want her to be with him because he's about to be financially secure, and if anything pop up
from college,
no, if he's a junior in college, he's only got like a year left before he's beginning his career. Meanwhile, she's going into college.
College don't work like that no more. Just leave college and hop into career.
It all depends. It all depends on what field you are.
What you say, just because you graduated does not mean you done hit the lottery.
I mean, it all depends because
on the field.
It all depends on
if
the field.
If you're a chemistry major,
right? Some people have jobs lined up when they leave out of college.
That is true.
15 years is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but like I said, everybody when she said it though. It was giggles and shit like that.
Yeah, because them women in the audience understand they was there too.
Was there.
Of course, but let that be a man talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that. It's the same energy is not being.
Boy, you would have been scored.
Right, exactly. You was a pervert. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
30, you
30 years old talking to 15 year old. You know what I'm saying?
Her mom let me talk to her like that. Her mom let me do it like that. She need to be under the jail too.
What did her mom look like? Because the boyfriend might have been trying to get a 2-for-1.
Right, exactly. So what I'm saying,
we know there's not a man in the house if she's dating a 30-year-old.
Bruh. That's what I was saying.
If a 30-year-old guy got on TV,
he could not talk about that shit.
If R. Kelly
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Shout out Charles.
Yeah,
R.
Charles,
Kelly locked up right now for that same shit.
Can't do that. That's what I'm saying. Like the energy ain't the same, man. Women
definitely ain't the same.
Like a boy.
Yeah. Nobody said it was wrong.
No. They were too busy laughing.
They agreeing with it.
It was
funny. I did the same thing too.
Yep. That's all they talk about is how they did the same thing.
Oh shit.
Girls will be girls.
Mm-hmm.